I had been dating an older man for 5 months. I was quite happy with him, trusted him, and honestly, really did start loving him. But felt like I didn't really know him well enough, so I never said it. He was very kind, gentle, handsome, attentive, and thoughtful. He is successful in his career and owned a beautiful home, which he opened to me. He supported and remembered everything I was interested in and liked and encouraged me, and I felt that I supported him in the ways he needed and brought peace to his life. That is what he always told me. I believed in him completely and that I was the only one. At one point, he suddenly got very distant and left me a cryptic message telling me he was not ghosting me, but he did, and 2 weeks passed by without a word. I tried to call, but was immediately sent to voicemail. I waited around a bit longer, but one night, on a whim, I went by his house to make sure he was alive. He was alive and well, of course, so I worked up the courage and knocked on the door. He opened the privacy screen, saw me, jumped, and closed it. I waited for a minute and then left. We did not talk. I felt that was the end. The next day, he messaged me, asking to break up, apologizing profusely for his behavior. I accepted his rejection of me, swallowed my anger and hurt, and wished him well. Now, I felt like it really was the end. 4 days later, he messaged me again, telling me that he missed me and wanted to have dinner with me to explain the recent weeks. After some hesitation, I accepted, and we met for dinner, where he explained to me that his ex, who he had bought the house with, moved back into his house temporarily after a stint in a different city, which did not work out. I was shocked because he had always told me that he bought out his ex, so I realized that he had lied, but he explained it away. I had a lot to think about, and I told him that we would have to break up. Maybe. He was very saddened by this and began to cry. I wanted to go back to his place and sleep with him one last time, but he refused and told me that it was not a dignified way to meet his ex. So I accepted and went home. The next day, I messaged him to tell him that I cannot see him until he has sold the house or his ex has moved out. He accepted it and asked if we could stay in touch in some capacity. Then he begged me to stay in his life. I was being plagued by thoughts of him reconciling with his ex, and I worried that there was something between them. I told him. He told me there was nothing going on. After some time, I decided that I could overlook it, as I had no proof. In the time after that, he came to visit me at work, bought me gifts, his initiative. I joked if he was perhaps feeling bad about what he did. He started doting on me again, and I fell for him all over again, and trusted him. We planned to meet one day for tea, and then I would sleep over with him. When I was talking with him at tea, I found out something new, which is that he had 2 exes, not one. The one he let me believe was a psychiatrist, extremely abusive to him, which is why I worried about her moving back. But there was another one, and what I later understand to be the case, he was grooming me to like her. I was obviously very suspicious, but dismissed all of his comments as light-hearted, comforting reassurances. Again, I had no proof, still believed in him. He was sick after what we ate for tea, so I went home and came the next day, and I haven't been able to sleep since that night. When I went over, I expected to meet his ex and be cordial and friendly with her, as it was her house and I was entering it as a new woman. But when I entered, she gave me a hug, greeted me warmly, poured me a drink, and all 3 of us sat down and she started to vet me. I knew from the moment I stepped inside that I was never coming back. It was uncomfortable for me and shocking because I thought this was going to be a date between me and him, but he was not really responsive to me or understanding my discomfort. We had dinner together, and I asked her some questions about them as a couple, which she looked confused sometimes, and I later realized it was because I had been asking questions regarding white lies he had told me, and she was expected to go along with it. He requested it of her beforehand, I found out. I was highly uncomfortable still because I was under the assumption that it was his ex still, yet they moved in the same space, comfortably, familiarly. They understood each other well and were able to complete each other's thoughts. They shared many memories which broke my heart because I realized at that time I would never be enough to be in her place. We sat down and watched a movie, and she sat on an opposite couch while he rubbed my feet. When we called it a night, I was still hoping for a moment alone with him, but she asked me if she could sit with me. I accepted, being polite, and she began to stroke my hair and my face. I was absolutely petrified from the shock and confusion. I kept trying to meet his gaze, silently pleading for help, but he just laughed and said, "Is so shocked." She confessed her romantic love for me, and I was even more confused because I thought that he was mine, and he did not seem fazed by what his ex was saying. I felt so wrong inside and excused myself to take a shower before bed, hoping to forget about all of this. I tucked myself into his bed, sitting and hoping he would join me. I'm sure he could tell that I was unsettled. Then she asked if she could join me, so I felt I had no choice but to accept. So she was tucked in next to me, and he was at the end of the bed. She started to touch me again, and I finally got the nerve to ask, "Are you trying to sleep with me?" To which she said, "Yes, all three of us." But I was confused and asked if the two of them had been sleeping together since she came back. I said I thought I was the only one, please be honest with me. And for a bit, neither of them would answer me or look at me. I begged for honesty, and that's when she said, "We never have broken up. We were always together. We have been together for 7 years. I told her, "But I have been seeing him for 5 months. He's been telling me that he loves me." She said, "I did not know of you. He only told me who you were when you knocked on the door. It seems he's been telling us the same thing." I can't remember the rest of the conversation clearly, but I realized that my life was a complete lie, and that he had been lying to my face up until I found out myself. Then, they started to bicker about the terms of their threesome dynamic. He was trying to avoid accountability. I began to sob and jumped from the bed and packed my things, put my dress on and ran down the stairs. They begged me to stay the night, said it was too late to go out, but I kept saying, "I don't know you, I don't know you." When I left, I saw the girlfriend standing outside on the sidewalk, looking so sad. I didn't sleep that night. I thought I was the other woman, and he's been lying about his relationship to me since the beginning. He had been grooming a college girl for their threesome. She told me that's what he wanted this time. It was a long weekend. At the end of it, I still couldn't move on. So I found her number on the property records, wrote a long, heartfelt message, and compiled a 46-page PDF of all of his messages confessing his love, our pictures, our memories, everything I had to prove. I was exactly who I said I was. I was not sure if she would reply to me, but she replied with an even longer heartfelt message, explaining her side, that after I left, he blamed her for everything that happened that night. She apologized profusely, telling me she was not aware that he did not tell me about the threesome, and she told me she found out just now there is a third woman who he had been dating for more than a year. We spoke that night into the morning, and I met her in the afternoon at a cafe where she explained to me that there was more than just the three of us. There was a fourth, too. She told me that he was engaged to the third woman. I don't know if I got sicker then, because I realized that it wasn't personal, that we had all been screwed. She showed me pictures of everything she had found out in the open in his bag. Viagra/Kylus, love messages, travel photos, the empty engagement ring box from the fiancé, and from the fourth woman, instant films of them, naked, having sex. There was probably around 20. I can't unsee all of this. Sometimes I wish I didn't see it. The girlfriend had reached out to the fiancé in the morning, which is how she found out about the engagement, and we got the fiancé on the phone to talk with us for an hour. We connected the dots. They were sharing their stories and how they found out. I found out that he had started his relationship with me the same month that he had proposed to her. He had also been sleeping with everyone unprotected, and the other women were getting UTIs and yeast infections nonstop, including me. I had spent his birthday eve with him, had sex with him at midnight, gave him his gift, and went to work in the morning. On his birthday, he celebrated it with his fiancée. I had no idea. This was more than a month before all of this happened. And there was so much more than that. I realized that every single thing he had ever said to me was a lie. All the plans we made were secrets to not just one but two people. There are more, I just do not know them. My purpose to him was an innocent young sex doll who he could easily manipulate with gifts, sweet words, and any time he could give to me. His heart was never mine. His time was never mine. Nothing about him was real. When his girlfriend confronted him and told him that we had all been talking, he was furious. When exposed, he denounced and belittled his relationships to all of us, saying he is a good actor, saying that there was no love to his affairs, about his engagements, that both his girlfriend and his fiancé had begged him to marry them, and they were desperate. If there's anything I do believe, it's that there was no love to our affair. I almost got away too, but he put in so much effort to win me back. Now I know it was just so that I would be a third to his relationship. He praised our relationship for making the sex between him and his girlfriend better than it had ever been. I have had such a hard time coping with the burden of everything that has happened. I have written this story many times, read it many times, multiple times a day, trying to reassure myself, tell myself that this did happen, and it was just as heart-stopping as it was each day that it unfolded. I am scared for his girlfriend, that she will return to him. The fiancé told me that she has informed her parents, and she does not want anything to do with him again. He messaged her today saying that he is dying. I am sure it is manipulation. I am scared that they will fall for his charms again. But I cannot make them do anything or make decisions for them. I am also younger than both of them by 2 decades. It was my immaturity and refusal to let things go that revealed the complexity of his lies. If anyone has any advice about how to move forward, please do speak with me. I am still grieving this heavily, and death of my reality and my love.
You won't believe what happened next.